Hello, I am Lisa Marie Benz, and this is the Perfect Wedding Guys internet TV show called The Wedding Zone. The purpose of this show is to show you, the bride, all that our advertisers do. And be sure to go to perfectweddingguide.com to see what they all do. And while you're there, be sure to click on Planning Tools where you can build your own free wedding website. But today we have a very special guest. We have Mr. Michael Mataraza. He is the business and life coach for the Tony Robbins Corporation. So thanks for being here for us.
How are you?
Good. You're going to motivate us all today, all of us people in the wedding industry, right?
Yes, ma'am. By the time we are done, you will be motivated.
And I know you are a world-renowned speaker for
Yes.
more than a decade.
I've had the pleasure of doing it.
You've been in Japan, Indonesia, Africa. Oh my, and you've also been the author of 2 books.
Yes.
How to Destroy Stress and Create Joy in Your Life, which
Correct.
we all want to hear about.
Yes.
And the 7 Secrets to Selling Like a Champion, which we all definitely want to hear about, especially to you, the bride. So, and I know you're looking forward to motivating our team today, but
Yes,
let's
ma'am.
start off by you telling us how you got into the Tony Robbins organization, because this is quite a story.
Well, it's really fascinating. I've been a business and life coach for about 12 years, and I came back from. I had started a business with a Japanese partner of mine in Japan at 23 years old. Had a great success, sold that, traveled around the world for a few years on the money I made, and then I came back to the States, and I was just telling my friends, life's so good, and you can be everything you want to be, and they kept saying to me, well, you sound like this guy, you sound like this guy, and I said, who's this guy I sound like? And they said, Tony Robbins. I said, who's he? And they go, he's a motivational speaker. I said, what's that? I'd never heard of this. And yes, a friend of mine gave me the CDs, and I said, this guy's a genius. He agrees with everything I already think. And so then a friend of mine had a representative coming to his office who gave a talk, and he says, hey, a guy from this company's coming. You should come listen to this. So I went, grabbed the guy after we were done. I said, what you're doing is what I want to do. I need to tell people how great life can be, how much is really possible for them if they want it to be. Give me your boss's phone number. I'm going to tell him to hire me. And I basically harassed Tony's company for like I'm not kidding you, for like 4 months. I called him. The HR director got mad and told me to stop calling. And they wouldn't hire me. And they hired 8 other guys for the job I wanted. So I finally found out through contacts where they were doing the training for those guys. And I bought a plane ticket and flew out and showed up anyway.
That's pretty brazen.
Yeah. It was great. And then I got there and they said, well, what are you doing here? And I said, well, as long as I'm here, why don't you give me a shot, And they said, sure. And it worked out great. It worked out great. It was my introduction.
Wow. And after this training session, did they offer you the job at that point?
Yeah. Not only did they offer me a job, within about a year I was promoted to head trainer. So I was in charge of scripting and training the inside sales team, the phone people, and then training the field people, helping them do presentations, platform presentations, all that.
Wow, they probably figured since you bought a plane ticket and everything.
Exactly.
And the story in that is persistence pays. That's what they always say, right?
Every time. If you want it, you got to go for it.
I'm just glad they didn't put a restraining order against you.
Yeah, probably there's a balance there.
So now with your business and life coaching, do you offer any kind of follow-up resources to reinforce your message of motivation and everything?
Well, yeah. I have a message of motivation, but especially when I do coaching, because, I just love helping people with their business. I got to tell you, my main function is I help people start companies. I help people take an existing company they have and massively increase the sales, systemize it so they can make more money in less time. And I do it with a huge emphasis on life balance, because we all know these people that maybe they have a successful company, they're financially successful, never see their spouse, never see their kids. They're out of shape because they have no time for themselves or to exercise. So I'm like, well, look, I want you to be successful and have a great life. And so coaching itself is follow-up. I've worked with some clients for months, and some clients won't let me go even after we get them their result. They stay with me for years. But when I do finally end with a client, I never let them go without a long-term plan. We say, great, we've gotten you to this point. Let's map out where we want to get you to from here on out. Let's keep you accountable. So I'm a big believer in, keeping the momentum going.
Now, do you also offer telephone coaching?
Yeah, in fact, the coaching that I do personally is over Skype, or if for people that actually want to see me when we coach, or over the telephone. And I find that to be a lot more effective because even people that are in the same city I mean, I've got clients in Europe, all over the US, but even people that are in the same city I am, if they try to come to my office and see me, there's traffic, things pop up. It's so much easier for them to just call me, or now with the internet. I mean, Skype's amazing.
I know, it
Isn't
really
it
has helped. And we should mention that you're currently residing in Orlando, which is great.
Yes,
Yay.
I love Orlando.
I know, there's
People
so much
here are
to
amazing.
do. And the Disney and the Universal
Yes.
Studios. And,
Yes.
and would be a good niche for you to go motivate Disney and all those SeaWorld people
True.
and Universal Studios and Planet Hollywood. I mean, it's just endless.
Little known fact about me, I once dated Snow White.
The girl that plays Snow White?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
When I had my business in Tokyo, I dated the girl that played Snow White at Tokyo Disneyland. That was my girlfriend. So.
And she was an Asian Snow White?
No,
She was a real one.
they bring the girls over from Florida.
Wow.
So they bring the dancers from Florida on contract to
Oh,
Japan.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Little trivia there.
A little trivia there.
So now tell us, what is the difference between the Tony Robbins theory? How does it differ from the Dale Carnegie or the power of positive thinking, or even The Secret? You know, The Secret was real popular last year. It really took off. But what's the difference in the theories of that?
Well, you know, one of the reasons I've always enjoyed, because there are a lot of great people out there, and one of the reasons I've always enjoyed working with Tony is it's my belief that motivation can get you to a certain place. But if you don't actually add in practical tools, if I get you all excited about making a change in your life and I don't give you anything new to do, then what you get is someone who's really excited doing more of what wasn't working. Mm-hmm. And a lot of companies will really get you, they have a problem. It's either one or the other. They'll either really get you excited, but you're doing the same behaviors, or they give you all these great practical tools, but since they never really get you pumped up, you're like, yeah, that's great, I'll get to that, you know. And with Tony, and one of the things that I love is to meld those. Get people excited and give them tools so that they really start getting results. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't you find that you have to make sure, you have to follow up? Because I find that even selling advertising, I'll tell people what they have to do to get it done by a certain deadline. And then once I leave, it's like everything I said goes with me. They totally forget.
Oh my God. There is, look, the power of a coach and an accountability partner is incredible. I mean, look, I consider myself a fairly motivated, driven guy. I mean, I've started, you know, at 23 a company in Tokyo, another one in Thailand in my mid-20s. I started one out here, and you know, worked with Tony and all these things. And I still every week meet with my own accountability partner, because I always find that when there is follow-up like that, look, even the most driven people, once in a while we want to let ourselves off the hook, make that excuse. But when you know you got that call coming up, all right, fine, I'll get it done. Right? You know, if your clients know you're going to be on them, they're, oh, Lisa's come, all right, I better do this. She's coming in on Thursday. You know, and they won't put it off. That's the big thing.
Well, you know what I find joy in is I like to make a list every day of what I need to get done.
Yes.
And then as I get it done, it feels so good to just scratch right through that, you know, and it's done.
Yeah.
And then by the time your list of things is completed, you know, you can watch Oprah or Dr. Phil or something. So now, how often do you meet with Tony Robbins himself to pump you up, so to speak?
Tony's really good about that. You know, when I've been working with him, I mean, I would say at every event, he's great about meeting with people. Just did a huge all-company meeting last year, and, you know, flew everybody out for 3 days, and very inspiring. We did a lot of great networking with each other, and a lot of the things is there's a lot of self-support too, because we really live this stuff. You know, one of the great things about that company is all the employees are engaged and of that mindset. So we really support each other as well. It's not like we constantly need Tony there to give us that boost, because we give each other that boost. And he comes in, it's even more of a bonus. You know, so I'd say probably once a year we get a big tune-up, and then at each event we have the mini meetings.
Now he looks like he's a tall drink of water, is he?
6'7".
Oh my
And I believe he's
gosh.
around 250, yeah.
Did he ever play basketball?
No. He coached basketball teams, though. So he was the psychological coach, I think, to the Detroit Pistons.
Psychological coach. Now,
Yeah.
are you also into visualization? Is that something Tony teaches?
Oh yeah, I'm a huge believer in that. I mean, but now this is exactly what I was saying about that point of visualization. Visualization is a partial tool to give you clarity and excitement. But some people think, oh, well, they read these books on positive visualization. They go, I'm just going to visualize all my goals and then sit here. No, visualization is hugely helpful, but if you don't put work behind it and a plan and a coach and accountability, then you're going to have a great vision of
Nothing.
nothing, really. So, but yes, I do believe in that very much as a tool.
Mm-hmm. And I've been envisioning myself taking over Mary Hart's position on Entertainment Tonight for some time.
There you go.
And one of these days it's going to happen, and I'm going to be able to show this on Entertainment Tonight.
There you go.
So now let's talk a little bit about your books and how people can get them.
Well, Feed the Dog, How to Destroy Stress and Create Joy in Your Life, and 7 Secrets to Selling Like a Champion are on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com. They can go to my website, CoachWithMike.com, contact me, get a copy that way. They're, as I said, they've been great. They've been really helpful to people. The 7 Secrets to Selling Like a Champion, I wrote for salespeople and thought that would be the biggest seller. Mm-hmm. And then really just for friends and family, because so many people said to me, well, Mike, you work with Tony, you run your own company, you have these other things going on, and yet you seem so relaxed. I mean, you have time to work out, you have lots of social time when we're hanging out with you, you're never checking your phone, like how do you get the balance? So I wrote that book really for friends and family and got such an incredible reaction to it that I was like, I kind of said to my clients, would you read this if I made it available to you? And they're like, oh my God, forget about making money, just help me get rid of stress. And so that's been a big thing.
Well, that's great because everyone has stress in their life, and it sounds like your book can certainly help it.
Yeah.
Now, what simple tips can you share with everyone they can, practice every day to improve their life?
I can tell you this real quick in summary.
Okay.
One of the talks I do is there's called the 5 reasons most people don't get what they want out of life and how you can. And there's really 5 things that people need to do that they don't. So, the first thing I say, we talked about visualization, get clarity. Be crystal clear on what you want. So many people come to me and say, I want more money, I want a better relationship. Well, that means nothing. More
Everybody
money.
wants that.
Right, and more money. Here's $1, now you have more money. So get clear on what you want. Step 2 is get a plan for achieving it. Now that you're clear on what you want, what are you going to do step by step to get there? Step 3 is set a real timeline. The other problem I have is I get people that are procrastinators. They go, well, I'll get to it sometime this year. So it never happens. Or the super achievers that give me a list of what they mean to do on Monday. That's what most people get done in a month, right? Mm-hmm. So they always feel overwhelmed. Set a reasonable timeline, something that's fast but gives you time to have a life. And then 3 and 4 are very simple. Get an accountability partner and get a mentor. Have someone to be accountable to and get a mentor. As a coach, I'm kind of a mentor to all my clients, and the value of that is this. Most expensive school in the world is the school of hard knocks, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, if you're learning from your own mistakes, it costs you time, energy, and money. And when you have a mentor, they can say, here's what to do, here's what to avoid, here's why. They've already been there, so they can save you that time. They can keep you away from the pitfalls. They can get you to success sooner. So, like I said, get clear, get a plan, get a timeline, have someone to be accountable to, get a mentor. And I have about an 8-minute video on that on CoachWithMike.com. If people want to read or listen to the full spectrum of how to apply that to their life, they can go to the website and see that.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And once again, this is Michael Mataraza with Tony Robbins, business and life coach. But he also has your website again?
CoachWithMike.com.
And is that how you prefer people reach you?
That's probably the easiest way because they can get me by email, by my phone number, and all that.
Now, if someone's watching this that wants to have you come speak to a group,
yes,
that would be the best way to reach you as well?
Best way to reach me, you can go to CoachWithMike.com, email me, Mike@CoachWithMike.com, or if you want to call the office, it's 800-890-9245. One of those ways you can get a hold of me and we'll set up a talk for you.
Great. Well, we're going to go get motivated now. So thank you, Michael, so much for coming here.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's been great.
And we'll do it again next time, too, okay?
I am looking forward to it.
And thank you, Bryce, for tuning in. Be sure to go to pwgshows.com
Yes.
to hear of all of our bridal shows and get pre-registered. So happy planning and make it a great day. Bye-bye. Thanks, Michael.
Bye, gang.
Let's go get motivated.